Hi, I'm Kristine Zajac of the Zajac Law Firm. And here today I have with me Mr. Jeff Wold. Mr. Wold is a forensic scientist or forensic expert of Wold Consulting Services. I have worked with Mr. Wold on various cases. Mr. Wold, welcome.
Thanks. Good morning.
Good morning. So I thought we'd just touch on some of the cases we've had together. For example, do you recall the spoofing case that you worked with me on?
I do. That was very interesting. In this situation, we had a person who was receiving phone calls that were evidently from someone who wasn't supposed to be contacting her. She contacted the authorities. We examined your client's phone and determined that those calls did not originate from that phone, and I presented various scenarios in which somebody could represent a call coming from another number.
And that's what spoofing is. For those
Correct.
of you that maybe haven't used that or heard of that term before, I think it's probably pretty common usage now, but at the time I think a lot of people weren't used to that term. Like, what's spoofing?
People think when they see information on their phone that they take that for face value. So I could place a call to you, and if I had the correct technology in place, I could, for instance, say, I'm Attorney General Holder making this call to you, and it could be coming from almost anywhere.
Just like, I think that happens with the IRS, right? Somebody spoofing makes it look like the IRS is calling, hey, you owe us money, and goodness, seniors have been ripped off that way, have they not?
Yes.
And then I recall another case we had. It was one of my family law cases. Her husband had boundary issues, and she was concerned that maybe he was accessing child porn, and you were helping her to determine if there was an issue with that or not.
Right. I came in and examined the hard drive of the computer that the gentleman was using and determined that everything seemed fine.
But you gave her a lot of peace of mind, at least to know that.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, of course, we had the recent child porn case as well. You know, we certainly worked together as far as letting the county attorney know that, hey, we got an expert on board here, and you better have everything in line. You better have what you say you have.
It was interesting because this was a situation where just the presence of having your own independent expert caused them to take a closer look at what they have or don't have. And in this situation, I didn't even perform a examination of the device. It was simply, well, let's check and make sure that we have everything going for us that we think they do. And in this case, they didn't. They didn't,
and ended up being a dismissal. So again, Mr. Wold is a tremendous asset to work with. Can you comment briefly on your background? I know you have quite the extensive background, a lot of security clearances, but can you let the people know about your background?
Sure. Well, I can't go into real detail on the clearance information, but I have been involved in computer and mobile device forensics since about 2002. Worked on a few hundred cases. I work independently, mostly providing expert witness and computer forensic assistance to defense attorneys in both criminal and civil matters.
Thank you very much for coming by today.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.